Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Colin,
Philip,
what happened last time?
was I here for the last episode?
I think so.
Oh. If it's the one I'm thinking of, then we went to the ship's cat and had a meal, which was going to be lovely, until we were rudely interrupted when a duel broke out between Hallis Martain and the White Raven, who were in cahoots, and now they're in the opposite of cahoots because they're not friendly. They're just in hoots.
Caboots?
Now. And they shook the place. Everything went bad. Then it was the White Raven prepared to take off. And Jet, am I wrong? No, it was Hallis. Hallis got away. And Pog made an absolutely unquestionably correct decision to save the White Raven by forcibly removing him from the scene to ensure his safety. That didn't go over great with the White Raven, so nothing came of that. And then we learned about Arabella.
Nothing came of that?
Nothing.
You
Except
accidentally
he's going to
insulted
die.
him?
Yeah, no, it's nothing good.
The idea was great. Pog's
nothing good.
mouth is what got him into trouble.
Pog's mouth is always going to get him into trouble. Then we learned about Arabella, which is the real name for Miss B, who is a spy, after all. I mean, a secretary, but also we have turned her into Tinker Tailor secretary spy.
Spy,
and
after all.
That's what a spy would say.
And she told us about the house. Which house? Because this guy's bad.
House Vatalis.
The warehouse in the woods. The Daine has been kidnapped, captured, rather, in the attempt to
He brought
infiltrate.
himself.
He delivered himself to be hostage, and that's where he and his cohorts are currently locked up. So it looks like we got to do something.
Yes. So we wrapped up right after the conversation with Arabella and then a secondary conversation with Thora, in which more or less we landed on it was a bad idea for Thora to go because it would expose the school. And you all were going to try to run down some leads and see if you could figure out where what we're looking for and where we're trying to go. Thora was going to see if Lucan had any leads on this. So that's where we are. So who's going where and what?
What leads did we have, Philip?
Esri was going to go talk to his guy, Gerald, and
His friend that he's not comfortable with us meeting yet.
Right. And
You all did once do what might be called a solid for a member of House Vatalis by not allowing
Arya mentioned Arya de Vatalis.
Avia.
Avia.
Yep.
That's the V.
By not allowing Tommel to brutally murder her.
Which is absolutely.
if he was going to
what
gently murder
to do.
her, that would have been fine, but we thought brutal was too far.
I suppose he didn't describe how he was going to murder her. He just advised you to walk away and he was going to take care of it.
Don't be a Tamil apologist.
There was
now.
something.
Tommel,
Sorry, I was.
who's famously tolerant of marked people.
Right.
Like true marks.
Yeah, totally. He's a
I was
solid.
going to ask Gerald about what are they doing at that warehouse? We found out what they're doing.
You
like they're
don't
importing
really know.
something.
You don't really know.
Okay.
Daine was going to break into a Cannith facility in the area, apparently got caught, and has been transferred to a Vatalis facility. And the whole purpose of the Vatalis facility that, because Arabella didn't know too much about it, but what she was able to tell you is it exists here because the area outside of Stormreach is not bound by a set of laws called the Thronehold Convention, which is a set of laws that basically regulate the behavior of the dragon-marked houses. And since this is beyond the 5 nations that are covered by that, it's an unregulated space. So probably it's fine. It's probably very much on the up and up.
Stuff.
Secret bioengineering facilities are notoriously benign.
We watch different
Hey,
science
Pog.
fiction. Yes.
I'm going to need some of those shards, some of those crystals.
Why?
Well, two reasons. The main one being that's what we have that's valuable, and I'm going to have to ask a question that has a very valuable answer. And I'm gonna have to pay for that. The other thing that will allow me to know is if my contact can move dragon shards. That's what they're called, right?
Well,
Dragon shards.
I have money that's valuable. Also,
Yeah. How much we talking?
You can have some of mine.
I already moved the dragon shards. I don't need them moved again.
Sell to see if he's willing to, if
Oh, I don't need that either.
I gave more away there than I wanted to. I'm going to ask about this warehouse in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
and if my contact knows about it, they're going to want probably a lot of payment for that.
Okay.
Also, in the future, we might need money, and we don't currently know anyone who will pay us for these. So it'd be good to find out.
Oh, for the dragon shards. I was
What?
gonna say, you got paid for your last job.
Oh no, for the yes, yeah, for the yes. Puzzled us.
Thanks
for
to
the dragon
Ari's
shards.
expert negotiation skills, we got paid a fair
Just
rate for the
Barely
last
got
job.
paid.
It was definitely fair for somebody.
Do you
Ari's
just
the
want...
based on Ari's current wealth, he's doing great. Like Ari was so poor, he had no idea where you all were at. He's like, "This is great. This is like tripling my wealth."
It doesn't take Shade a lot of money to live in a hammock on a balcony, so she doesn't know what to do with it. Do you want like a handful of dragon shards or like 2 handfuls of dragon shards? I don't know how to measure them, but I could just grab some real quick.
I thought Pog had all of them.
Well, he took a lot more than I did.
Shay, do you just have? Are they just sitting on the balcony
Well, in the corner, but
of
yeah.
the balcony?
Yeah.
That's where her room is, Esri. They're in
Right.
her room.
No, it's literally not a room. It's just the outside.
You're being very
Right.
mean for someone who wants her things.
Yeah.
I
Have you seen the state of your room?
Are they in a bag? I'll just take the bag.
All
Do you
of
have a
them.
bag I could put them in then?
You
I'm imagining a pile of leaves. It's like covering up a heap of dragon shards.
I have been on your balcony. Where are you hiding them?
Apparently
Oh.
very well
Yes.
if you've been there and haven't seen them.
Yeah.
I have bags. I have all the bags. I'll find one without a hole.
Oh, that would be helpful.
Why
Yeah,
do you
it's
have
not
bags
that
with a
many
hole?
leaves in the corner. It's just
Well,
mostly dragon shards.
they're still useful if the things you're carrying are bigger than the hole.
Do you want some golds too?
I think the dragon shards are likely enough for now.
Okay.
Esri's got some dragon shards and maybe also some money, and is off to meet up with Gerald. So, coming into the shop, you can see the inventory is once again changed, as it always has when you come here, and there's a flash sale on magical boots today at Gerald's Good Blades, and you go in, Gerald. Gerald waves. Ah, Esri, my boy, how are you?
I've been better. I've been worse. What kind of magical boots?
All kinds of magical boots. Magical boots for sneaking, magical boots for jumping, magical boots for running on water.
Any that make it harder for people to hit you with the sword?
I have no magical boots that do that. Unless the person is trying to hit you on the feet, in which case one could say that the boots do make that harder.
Magically?
By putting a layer of enchanted leather between your feet and the sword.
I look around. Are there customers?
Yeah, there's a couple people browsing. They're looking at the a glass case of enchanted daggers, and these look like newcomers to the city, would-be adventurers, here to pick up some discounted magical wares for their trek out into the jungle.
Gerald, isn't it about time for your lunch break?
I suppose. He walks to a door and opens it, and it says, "George, take the counter for me for a bit." And then he comes out from around the counter as another of his cronies comes out, and Gerald walks you outside.
Who's George?
He works for me.
Business is good, then?
Yes, business is doing well, yes.
I've a special order I need to place with you.
All the orders that I place are special, my boy.
Special even for what I normally ask for. I'm looking for a place.
I see. What manner of place?
And remote, secure, distant, secret. Affiliated.
Affiliated. With whom?
Are we?
Yeah, he's sort of led you off
free of
from
earshot?
yeah.
House Vitalis.
Ah. Interesting. That sort of secret would be a risky sort of secret to share.
Yeah. How risky do you think?
Well, a man would want to be compensated for his risks that he takes, of course, and House Fatalist might train up a special giant rabid sloth and teach it to kill me. I don't know.
Probably something closer to like a large scorpion.
Well, that sounds bad as well.
Right. I will reach into the bag and pull out a single dragon shard.
Ah.
I don't have a good mental picture of what are we talking like Zeus's thunderbolt here or like a diamond?
Yeah, like a big,
okay,
a fairly large gemstone.
All right, so something I could maybe palm.
Oh yeah. I mean, you'd probably have a variety of different sized ones, but yeah, some of them would be quite small. Some of them are big chunks because these hadn't been processed yet.
I'll just kind of give him a glance. Sorry, you can't see what I'm
That's
doing.
an interesting currency.
Well, yes. Gold not being my though I'm not exactly super flush otherwise.
It's interesting, Esri. I heard a rumor of a substantial shipment of that sort of currency that was to leave under the table, as it were, that never made it to its ship.
Well,
Good for you.
Of course, wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, no, of course not. What a fortunate coincidence for you. Let me see there. And he looks at what you have in your hand, and if you were to take out another 2 of those, it would probably compensate me for my risks.
I don't know how many I'm carrying.
Well, we never exactly clarified that Shade had a bag full. So we'll say that in the smallish bag that Shade took compared to the knapsack that Pog took, there were probably, let's say there were 15 decent-sized dragon shards in Shade's satchel.
And he asked for 3 more? Or
2
2
more.
more? 3 total. 2 more total. What might you say on balance I could get for 10 total?
In terms of services?
Well, it would be good to be a little more gold flush.
I see. Well, of course, the relevant factor being a mixture of size and purity and so forth. So, not able to say with perfect. But I would say the larger one that you showed me would be worth about larger red one, be worth, say, 20 gold pieces. Those smaller
Well,
red ones.
of course, I have to insight check that.
Sure, those smaller red ones, 4 or 5 each. Now I notice, with a trained eye, as it were, when you reach into the bag, that there were a few with a more purplish and goldish hues. Now those are worth rather more. Those purplish ones, depending on their purity, I'd say worth anywhere from 100 to, at the larger size, you can get up into the... Oh, I was drifting into Carl there. You could get up into the, close to 600 or 700. The gold ones are very expensive, and you only have a couple of small ones there, but those, even the smaller one, is probably worth a couple hundred.
Pog is the richest.
I have
man in
insight
Sweden.
checked him
no
for
idea.
18.
You feel like he is giving you a pretty good guess at market value. You have the impression that he could probably get more than he's suggesting,
Sure.
but he is giving you a pretty good wholesale price estimate.
And I feel silly for saying this out loud, but those prices include an amount of ambiguity about the source. Right.
Well, it would depend on whether, upon looking at them, I discovered that they were in any way tagged. Were I to discover that, the removal of that would require a little more cost that would need to be done before I could liquidate them. Either by removing it magically or by finding a way to have them processed in an undocumented manner, which would involve would involve a fee in itself. So it's so yes, there would be some more cost, but I would need to examine before I could say for sure.
All right. So I'll pull out the 10 biggest, most expensive ones that he mentioned.
Okay. He as you start to, he like puts his hand over yours, glances around, and then just carefully sweeps off his top hat, and just scoops them out of your hand and into the hat, which he then tucks under his arm.
Nice.
Carefully.
Right. We can settle up on the balance later, probably, but
Of course.
the question is a little more urgent.
As to your question, I can tell you what I know now, and I can put out some feelers. I have heard rumor of such a thing, and I have occasionally removed things from the city that struck me as Vatalus adjacent. When I've done that, I've been directed to various pickup points, all of them along the coast to the north. Further up the peninsula.
north coast of the peninsula. All right. Okay.
So I can tell you that such a place exists. And, vaguely where it is. It's close to the coast, and it's farther north of the city. More particular than that would take me some time.
Okay.
It's one of those things that I'm
One.
never asked questions when I've done business with them.
Of course. Just one second. He kind of turns away. So, yeah. How long are we thinking for this? Are we going tomorrow if we find a place, or do we want to?
As soon as possible. They've been kidnapped.
This
Yeah,
feels
I
like
just
we're
have-
in a hurry.
As soon as we find the place, give it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I have like a generality, but my contact says they would need a few days to find out more specifically. And so I don't know if it's worth
that gives
asking
us
them
time
to.
to chase down our leads. I mean,
Okay. I think we have a few days.
I'll put out what feelers I can, and you come and see me in 2 days, and I'll give you an update.
Great. Knew I could count on you. Came here first.
Of course you can. Always.
Right. 2 days.
2 days.
yes.
Where are we? His shop is back in our
It's in the
original
harbor.
district. Oh, it's a
No,
harbor.
it's down in the harbor.
Am I aware of any of the Rubble Warren gang that are around here?
The Rebel Warren gang, so far as you know, all live in Cross.
Okay. All right.
Which is the district you live in.
Right. I will return to the school, but I have something to do when I get there. But
Where is anyone else going?
I have 2 questions. One, do I know anything? Because I do give jungle tours.
You don't know anything about this.
Okay.
I mean, except in generality that you know that House Vatalis does take animals from the interior and ship them
They're the
as
worst.
exotic pets, essentially. And you know that Vatalis is only, as far as you know, their only presence in the city is that shop, Tooth and Nail, that you liberated Cal from. So
Good times.
it makes sense to you, but you don't know where such a facility would be.
Right. And then I said I had 2 questions, but that's a lie. I had 2 points.
I have several
That
more.
was- right. I actually written
And
all my
question
questions
2,
down.
where is it?
How did he know?
I printed out this
Just
map
say
of the
you
area
go.
surrounding Stormreach. If you could just
X
Mark.
marks the spot. Ari mentioned that the moon spears might know something, and being that's like one of 4 people in town that I would talk to, Shade is happy to hear familiar names.
Sure.
there's 2 moon spears, and they account for 1 of 4. So one of us does not make the cut in Shade's
There's
eyes.
there's 3. There's 3 moon
Three,
speeds.
in fact.
'Cause there's Ilya and then both of her parents.
Oh,
If
has
that's
a-
where Shade's
anyway.
going, Pog will go along for the walk.
Okay.
Not anticipating talking. Like, I'll absolutely let you go talk to your friends, but just to be a part of things, doing something.
Oh, anyone is invited, and by anyone specifically the 3 of you, not anyone.
Pit pops out. Really?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Bad
Sure.
RA.
Kind of
So you guys head back over to Southwatch, where, which is the end of the city that's very close to the jungle, and you know the sort of cluster of kind of pseudo temporary buildings where most of the city's drow population live, and where you've encountered the moon speakers before. It being daylight, most of them are inside asleep, as drow don't tend to love the sun. But you can see a few of them are moving around. Actually, you probably encounter Ilya, who is sitting outside one of the wooden huts, tooling something. She's working on a piece of leather. Has some tools that she's working on. Looking up as you two approach, her brow furrows and she nods. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Could we talk to your mom or dad?
What about?
We want to know if they know of a warehouse in the jungle.
All right. She slides off of her seat and goes into the hut. A few minutes later, both Soleil and Zenaida come out of the hut. And Soleil, or Ilya, comes out a moment or two later, carrying a couple of extra stools. There's an awning on the front of the hut that shades it from the sun, and they gesture for you to sit. Ilya goes back in and comes out a little bit a few minutes later with tea.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That is very nice.
Soleil regards you all while waiting for the tea, and then once it's there, takes a sip from the bowl and says, Ilya says you have a question about a warehouse in the jungle.
Yeah, there's a secret warehouse in the jungle, and I was wondering if you knew anything about it.
What else can you tell me about it?
Well, it would be owned by House Valus, and they would do bad things there. So that's why they want to keep it secret. I think that's a Pog. Do we know any more? That's all of the knowledge we have? Secret, House Fatalist, bad.
Bad guy warehouse in the woods.
Yep.
Zenaida says something in Giant. And Soleil nods.
Oh,
Do not.
oh, Esri said he might know a direction. Esri, you said you knew general direction of warehouse?
Yeah, north along the shore somewhere.
North,
Outside of the city, of course.
north along the shore somewhere. That's all the information we know.
We know. We know a little. There is a place up the peninsula. Sometimes drow go in. Sometimes drow are taken. They do not come out.
Oh no.
We call it Alkan. Means thorn wall. He's surrounded by thick hedge of black thorn briars. The briars only they are in some way alive. They open, they close, they allow some things in.
Do you excuse me? Do you have friends in there now? Do you think?
We know friends who have gone in, but people do not come back out.
I'm sorry, that's terrible. Maybe we could just like burn it down.
We should get the people that are in there out of there first, though.
Yes, absolutely. And animals
bad.
if they're in there too.
Most of them, yeah.
There is a man who we believe rules there. We call him the Shaper.
That sounds kind of scary.
Yeah.
He does what that house does. He takes things, changes them.
Gross.
Not okay.
We need to go there.
People do not come out of there.
But we need to make sure that some people do. And they're already there.
You have someone inside.
Not in the way that makes them helpful, more in the way that makes them in a lot of trouble. And they need help. They can't help us.
like the might not come out part if we don't go get them.
If you go in, you will not come out. It is a place of death.
We've been to those
Yeah.
before.
We have been very lucky in getting out of bad places, and the Forest Queen really helps us get out of those situations. It's not great sometimes, but we get out.
Oh, us two have never died before, so
That's right, we have not. Yeah.
It's we too, Pog.
What is it you need from us?
I thought we just came for information, and you provided really helpful information. I mean, the way it sounds, I don't know what else we need, Pog. Maybe help. You did not make it sound easy to get in and out.
No.
can you help us get to there? Even if you don't want to get in, can you help us get to there? Please. I didn't say please. I meant to please.
That's a good one.
We can try to show you. It is in the jungle, so all paths are uncertain, but we can try to show you to the thorn wall.
That's good, right?
That would be really, really kind. But then you have to stay outside.
Well, I mean, if you want to, you don't have to come in. If you want to come in, you can come and see if you have people that can't get out. But we just need help getting there is all. But if we find your people, we'll try to help them out too.
We'll
We
send
won't
them out
leave them
to
on
you.
purpose.
Yes, we can try to show you to the thorn wall.
That is very nice.
I hope this isn't rude, but these are our people. How soon can we try to go?
It's a good question.
If you need to go quickly, we can go tonight.
I'm gonna tell. I'll be right back. Pog's gonna bow awkwardly a couple of times and excuse himself to say in the communicator. The moon spears will help us get there. They know where it is, and we can go tonight.
You just said we had a few days.
That was because you needed more time. Well, we're better. We can leave tonight.
This
And you know
place is-
everything there is to know?
Actually, quite a bit more than I expected we would.
How well guarded is it?
It has magic plants that don't let everybody out.
And a staff of...
Well, there's for sure one guy there who's really bad, so most bad guys have other bad guys, so probably a bunch.
I'm assuming I went out to go do my stuff while you all were doing this, so I'm currently compiling mentally what I've learned, and I will get back to you at some point about the success
Sorry,
of my endeavors.
you were asleep
Over
when
and
we
out.
left, so
Can they only go?
No, that's good. No,
tonight?
I had other stuff that I wanted to do. You're good.
Like, if we don't go tonight, they're out?
no, not at all. They'll help, but as soon as possible is now tonight. So we were just telling you.
This place is a great affront to Rushime. It is our duty to help, if we can.
Thank you. It is an absolute abomination.
Yes.
And I will do everything to get people out and to take care of it. And by take care of it, I mean destroy it if I can.
Very well.
Do you I'm learning that people like to get things when they give things. Is there something that you want because you're helping us and you've given us very helpful information?
If
Pog likes bacon.
Just love language.
I could get some bacon.
if we take you there, either you will do harm to this place, or
Yes.
you will not come back out. If you do harm to this place or to the Shaper, then that will be reward enough. And if you do not come back out, you will not reward us.
I choose the first one. I will do harm to the place and the Shaper.
We hope so.
The Forest Queen's got it.
Pog's gonna walk back over.
Rushime is a good guide.
I don't know if they're ready for tonight, but we're gonna be going soon. Is all I know from them. They're learning things too. Do you know how many people are there for the bad guys with the Shaper?
We do not know. Sometimes hunters go into the forest from there. They take animals. Sometimes they take drow.
Gross.
Jerks.
Sometimes beasts are released from it. They have been changed. Or they are
I see.
strange beasts, unrecognizable. We hunt these beasts when we can, the giants in the tints of Rushime also. But they are often dangerous and strong.
So they could be protecting it.
The beasts, yes. Yes, the beasts that have been changed, maybe. But we do not know what is inside, other than these things. As we say, those who go in do not come out.
That's right, Cal.
He's really upset about it.
finish the tea with you in ominous silence.
Yep. Yeah, Shade's not great at chit chat.
Pog feels super outclassed here, so
Ari, where were you going?
Ari was gonna try to investigate and see if he could track down Avia to,
Okay.
yeah, make some headway there and see if he can get some internal intelligence. So,
Let me have an investigation check,
Okay.
and I will say you can make this check at advantage because you have several people in your lives who know the city well and know people and are good at tracking down people. So between Thora and her contacts and various other things, you have some resources to pull on here.
excellent. 10 is my roll. I'm gonna push it.
All right.
Real good.
Ba-da-ba-bum. Okay, with advantage. 18 is better.
Silvery barbs.
I know maths. On myself.
My man.
Somewhere the White Raven becomes more powerful. You are directed to an inn or a bar more
Excellent.
that is frequented by members of the Vadalus Handlers Guild. And it's called the Griffin's Roost.
Fitting. Okay, Ari heads that way.
Okay. So the sign is in the green and yellow, the green and gold colors of House Vadalus. It's got a green griffin figured seated in a golden nest. And as you come in, it's pretty clear just from the garb of the patrons that most of them are connected to the house in some way, but there are other people here. So it's it's a bar that is frequented by them, but it's not necessarily exclusive. It's not an exclusive club or anything like that. So you are able to walk in.
Ari's wearing his
give me
Orlando
a-
Grimalkin attire, so he fits in with this rough and tumble, familiar with the jungle crowd.
Excellent. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. You look like you walked out of an Eddie Bauer
Yep.
catalog.
It's all the right
And-
attire. It's just in too good of condition to have ever actually been used is the problem. Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
it's like steel-toed boots that have been polished.
Yeah, Mud has never
Ew.
seen those boots. Make a perception check.
Ooh. Let's go.
See if you can observe this person you met once.
13?
Okay. Looking around the bar, you're not entirely sure. There's a barkeeper, though.
I have a pitch, Philip.
Okay.
I would like to make a performance check to walk in with my lute and perform a little ditty Arias wrote that incorporates the Forgotten Prince's poem and see if anyone gets a headache when they hear it. See if anybody winces. at the
I
end.
like that. Sure. Yeah. So you walk in.
I'm gonna assault the room and see if anyone reacts.
It's a pirate town. I'm assuming there's people just flooding the streets with instruments, just singing stuff.
Yeah, but not
Yeah, it's,
attacking people's brains.
Well, it's not the intent. Well, in this case it is, but normally.
All right, go for it.
20.
Okay. So you find a seat and begin playing. A number of people kind of look up because
I am the guy that brought an acoustic guitar to the party. Yes. So
Yes, you are. Yeah, this is
anyway, here's Wonderwall.
This is the sort of place that usually hires a bard
yeah.
to come in and play, but nobody tosses you out because you're not bad. And as you watch, you do see a woman who's sitting at the bar watching, and as the poem finishes, you see her face kind of. Her eyes narrow and her brow furrows, and her head tilts to one side as if she's trying to figure something out.
Ari's gonna reflect that look, like try to be like wait, I think I know you, and like stop playing and approach her.
Okay. So the room watches you abruptly stop playing and walk over to this person.
Tried to be cooler about it than this, but fine.
You could have, but you said, I stop playing and walk over to her.
I resolved the melody at least.
Okay. Finish the song, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ari's gonna is a seat next to her available at the bar?
Sure.
Okay. Ari's gonna pop on a stool and look at her. Is like, you look familiar. Have we met?
I think maybe once.
Alleyway.
Avia.
My name's Ari. I believe we met in an alleyway in unfortunate circumstances.
She looks around at the many of her coworkers around her and says, maybe so.
Ari signals for a drink. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make a scene or anything. How have you been since that incident?
I've been all right.
Good. Good. Well, funny
Some
running
sort
into
of-
you here.
Encounter a lot of vigilantes that do follow-up calls.
I wouldn't call what this is that, to be fair, and vigilantes may be a strong word. But no, I've never been into the Griffin's Roost before, so I like to check out new places as I come across them in Stormreach, so I thought I'd pop in for a drink. So, do you recommend it? Anything good?
It's passable.
Anywhere that you prefer? I'm trying to try all the different spots in Stormreach. What's your recommendation? Your favorite spot?
The Royal Dog is pretty good.
Never been there. What kind of clientele?
People. Just
People?
people.
Okay. Fair enough. Royal Dog. Where's that at in Stormreach?
It's over in Silverwall.
Silverwall. Okay. I don't get over there that often. Need to go check it out. Are you free tonight?
I'm sorry, no.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to offend.
No, just don't actually really know you. And
Can't think of a better way to remedy that.
not to
Alright.
put too fine a point on it, but the person who wanted me dead fairly clearly does know you.
Yeah. He went off into the jungle, though. Never been heard from again, at least up to this point, so.
Well, that's most people who go off into the jungle.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least up to this point, not much to worry about on that front, fortunately.
True. Still doesn't recommend you as a date.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you get out in the jungle yourself much?
Occasionally. Mostly I do training.
Okay. Would Ari know that what the Handlers Guild and all that is?
Yeah.
Like, would he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Handlers Guild is a public thing.
Yeah. For the Handlers Guild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Griffins.
All right. I try to avoid getting out of the jungle myself. Buddy of mine, pirate, was sailing out of Three Barrel Cove a while back. Sogween caused the ship to start taking on water, and they had to make a crash landing on a northern coast. And they tried to make a trek through the jungle to Stormreach just to hit civilization, and they came across this really creepy looking facility in the jungle. No animals anywhere nearby. Just one of those spots that you find, and it didn't look like giant ruins and stuff like that. Freaks me out more than more than the ruins, like people doing stuff out in the jungle. Insight check just to see
Yeah.
how she's responding to this. Or actually, it might be because Ari's famously good in insight. Cast detect thoughts just to learn her surface thoughts. Not probing deep enough to where she couldn't
Sure.
be aware. But
Does
yeah.
detect thoughts have a somatic component?
Yes, it does. So instead, I will
Make
do an
a-
insight check.
Or make a sleight of hand check to do that carefully under the bar.
All right. That is better than my insight, so I will try that.
I suppose opposed by her perception.
I'm gonna push.
Okay.
20. Dirty, but yeah.
You are picking up. What is he getting at?
Okay.
Is he talking? You get the word. You get the name Blackbriar. That just passes across her head. But also a certain amount of suspicion as you bring it up. A name also, a couple of names also would flit across the surface of her mind.
Okay.
One is Kepra, and the other is Tyrus.
I know her thoughts aren't going to convey this, but spelling?
Khepra is Tyrus, and Tyris is Kepra.
Thank you. That was clear.
Happy to help.
Just missing the H. The silent H got me on Kepra. But anyway, I don't need to regale you with creepy stories from the jungle, I'm sure. Your treks out there have given you enough of that.
I would, however, ask you for just to see an insight check to see how well you interpret the emotional attachment to the names.
Okay. Oh, it hovered on the nat 20. 13.
13. You pick up a fairly sympathetic note to name Kepra, and a note of distaste for Tyrus.
Okay. Avia, I sorry to take up any of your time. I just saw you
It's
across
all right.
the bar. Thought I'd come say hi.
No, there's a very real sense in which I owe you my life, and I'm not insensible of that. The date thing threw me off. It's just,
Sorry.
it's all right.
Because you're so weird.
It's the eyes. I know. They freak people out. Well, I will leave you to it, and if you ever platonically want to show me the royal dog sometime,
What's that mean?
let me know.
Man, that's a phrase right
yeah,
there.
for real. Add to quotes.
Nari
Noted.
gives her a nod. Gets up, and
Platonic walking dog.
exits the griffin's roost.
Okay.
And then as soon as he's walking down the street, Ari pops on his communicator. I got some names, but that's about it. I got Blackbriar, and then Kepra, Avia is sympathetic to, and Tyrus she has a distaste for. That's all I got, though. With the help of your all's information, so thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
It kind of sounds like the 2 days might be worth it.
Okay.
What are you going to
Pug,
learn?
I feel like we got.
If I knew that, I wouldn't have to wait.
What more?
We know where it is. We know that beasts are protecting it, as is a magical briar patch. And we know that people are being held there. What?
Ezri, if I've learned one thing from having to talk to people for all these adventures, it's that if you don't ask the right
Okay,
questions,
so stop right there.
you don't get the right answers, and you didn't list any questions. So I don't think you're going to get any new answers.
That's a good point, Pog.
Thank you. That was a lot of words in a row right there.
I like to imagine that took
Yep.
place over the communicators.
But they
as
made
well.
sense.
With an echo. Cycling back.
So Pog and Shade talk in that weird stilted way that you do when there's a slight delay in your
Mhm,
headphones when
yeah.
you can hear yourself. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what more information can be gleaned, Ezri, but if you think it's worth waiting, I mean, I don't know. I'm willing to go with the flow on this one. I'm headed back to the house, though.
And I think that's where we will pick up on our next episode. So, thank everyone so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do so on our Discord or at any of our social media, which are all listed in the description down below. And while you're down there,
You can touch us.
hit some buttons. Share, thumbs up, some comments. Let us know whether you think go or stay. If they go, there could be trouble.
There could be trouble.
But if
But
they
if we stay, there could be double.
could be double.
Wait, if we stay, would there be double? We
could
need to
be.
know these things.
So you've got to let them know.
Why would it be
It's
double?
a not zero chance that it would be double.
It feels like in that scenario, we should absolutely go if the alternative is saying, and there still could be double.
Surprise! Pog and Shade left already. See you next week.
Honestly, that would not shock me with Pog
That's
involved,
definitely
but
not
we
better.
don't need to get into that discussion.
We did that a while back. And while you're down there, you will see also links to our merch store as well as to Colin's Twitch, where he is Sorry BTR. The O is a 0, streaming on Tuesdays as well as whenever life allows. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.